Good news, everyone. The Totally Wholesome Not Dirty podcast is going live.
Mark your calendars for September 29th at 6 p.m.
Find the link through our Twitter at TWND podcast.
Sign up is free, and we will be selecting one lucky winner live. Tell them what they can win.
You could win 1 year of both of our OnlyFans and a huge podcast merch bundle, plus a one-of-a-kind shirt that will be custom made just for you.
If you win.
And you can only win by joining us on September 29 for our first ever live stream together. We will have voice calls, answer your questions, hear your stories.
And there will be costumes.
But we can't give it all away, so make sure you don't miss out. Follow us on Twitter for all of the details.
And we will see you live.
That's why for me,
and
I'm
some
just like,
guys
where does it go?
really want that.
I know, but I just wonder where it goes inside.
Uh-huh.
They want to make you a puppet.
You
right?
know, in like the
They're
Magic
like, yes.
School Bus,
Yes,
where
I
they're
love Magic
floating.
Yeah,
I don't know
Miss
where they're
Frizzle.
going, but
it's the butthole.
yeah,
That's
that's
where I
where
know.
they're in.
Life is a challenge.
How do you get through it?
Laughing at the dark and dirty. We walk you through all the naughty secrets of the adult industry, and you get to be a fly on the wall with two best friends in the business of boobs.
We want to hear your dirty secrets too.
If you have stories to share, questions for us, need advice, which may or may not be helpful,
But we'll make you laugh.
we'll always be laughing here, and we thank you for coming this week.
The Totally Wholesome Not Dirty podcast, hosted by Molly Stewart and Laura Contreras.
I did that.
You manifested that.
I did. So that's why the
That's
screenshotting is important.
That's like your masturbation. What did you call it?
Masturbation.
Oh, wait, what?
Masturbation. So, welcome back to the show. Joining us today is Onyx Mew.
Hello.
And we're here to talk to you about masturbation.
Yeah.
Have you ever been mid-stroke and just started fantasizing about all the things that you want? Did you know that it doesn't just have to be a warm, wet pussy or a nice gaping butthole? It could be your life dreams, your goals, your aspirations, the things that you really, truly want out of life. And that is what I like to climax to. Welcome to the show.
I need to incorporate that in my masturbation.
Yeah, because then it's kind of like you can get a really clear picture, and it's always at that really clear moment that I'm like, this is how I do it.
Whoa.
And then I come, and then I know how to do it. So I make it happen.
Powerful AF.
So you're thirsty. Would you like
Yes. Well,
Word on the street is you're
I'm
thirsty.
a little more thirsty now.
And our listeners are thirsty too. So if you want to support the show, you can go to liquidiv.com and use code TWND to sample some of our favorite flavors. So we have a choice of guava, sea berry, or zero sugar white grape.
Guava.
Guava is one of my favorites. There you go.
And I'm
here
having
is
sea berry today.
16
Hey.
ounces of water.
So I just pour the whole thing in here?
Mm-hmm. And then you even have a nice little stir stick from Liquid IV.
Drop it like it's hot.
How
Sprinkle it.
Sprinkle
How
that.
adorable.
Just don't snort it.
No.
Definitely not.
No, but you have to be careful.
I'll put nothing
so-
up in there.
We were going to make a little clip for them once.
Of pretending to snort it.
Yeah.
But then we were like, oh, this might end
is
badly.
bad.
'cause,
Is that
it'll
healthy?
Be, yeah.
This could be really bad.
But it'll be
Or
like
the one-
the Tide Pod thing.
Yeah. Or we had another great idea where she was just going to pour a whole packet in my mouth and then throw me in the pool.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, for hydration purposes. But we have a lot
Just
of plans.
add water.
I think the lighting got turned down. Let me fix that really quick.
BRB, word from sponsor.
No, this is the word from sponsors.
We're still in the word from sponsor.
And now I'm drinking the sponsor.
I mean, honestly, it's, the
Liquid
CTT
IV.
technology, which is what helps your hydration. So you're going to get more hydration
Wow, this is
from
actually
this,
really good.
from just drinking water alone. Like, you want to add this to your daily. It's got all the vitamins. It's got all the Bs, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C.
Remember, there is no B2. We learned that. It
Yeah.
starts at B.
B2, B5, all the Bs.
No, B3, B5,
Thank
B6, B12, and vitamin C. There's also potassium in there that helps as well.
Wow.
But no B2.
But we're all bad bees.
That's right.
Hey.
And if you want to be a bad B2, go to liquidiv.com and use code TWND to save 15% and get free shipping on everything that you purchase. We don't normally start and open with an ad read, but we are very happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, I just got into it. I'm like, I don't know if I need to do a product review right now.
No, I mean you can if you want. Do you like it?
I mean, it's great. It tastes great.
We like it.
I might just add it to my my daily regimen.
You should absolutely. I
a
mean,
good
we
way
feel
to
the difference when we don't drink
I'm
it.
very excited to be here. I've been following you for a while. Actually, I found you on Webcam.
Really, like back in the day.
Back in the
So long ago.
days.
I was like webcamming, and then my guys, they were like, "Yeah, you should watch this girl." And I would go over to your page, and you just were f***ing hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Well, because I always thought there was like, okay, when you're like camming and stuff, I'm a very like dominant person. Like I don't do like the submissive stuff.
No, I don't like
So
that
I
either.
didn't know. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to like conform because I do want the money.
Yep.
So I actually watched yours and I thought it was hilarious because you were still hot and sexy, girl next door, but you would just talk to them however. And I was like, "F- yeah.
She's a unicorn.
It's like a YouTube personality, but with my boobs out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Bags of dicks. I just
Yeah.
remember that.
Bags of dicks. Oh yeah, gotta love the bags of dicks. Oh, back in the day, I used to just like go ham on people in the chat room, especially if it's like you step out of line.
Right.
You stop me in the middle of a cum show, we're gonna have a problem. It's gonna be like a 10-minute lecture before I get back to it, and you'll probably get banned by the end of it. Like it was just like it's so fun to kind of like create that space. And once that space was no longer comfortable, this is like all the things that I loved about camming, but without boobs. So
Right.
it's kind of cool because it's like just having people on camera with you. It's like doing a show with another girl or something. For the most part, you just talk to each
Absolutely.
other, you engage with the room or audience or whatever, but it's like there's a lot less pressure, and it just is all the kinds of things that I
A
love.
lot less pressure.
I feel like I'm gonna move this light up just a tad.
Yeah.
Like a tad. I feel like I'm getting blasted with light, and I'm kind of liking it because it's giving me this like, while you
I
girls
know,
are
right?
talking about this. Is it the bottom one? I don't know.
feel like
I'm like,
the lighting got
shifted, and it's
like y'all were really
hey. I was like, I almost was closing one eye for a second. Give me the sunglasses. Yeah, this is great. Is this okay? How do we look? I'm
We look
sorry,
good.
everyone.
The only problem that ever occurs with the lighting is the GoPros because they're just
It
terrible.
must have just got moved a bit. Anyways,
Yes.
Back to the show.
Back
But
to the
yes,
show.
a lot less pressure, before
Yeah.
you person.
Yeah, it's also kind of like a fun little interview. It's like maybe we'll make content together.
Hey.
Do we vibe? Because it's one of those things too that like I'm older now.
Yeah, totally.
So I don't want to with people that I'm not vibing with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, because there's been so many instances of like, yeah, I don't care, like whatever, I'm just doing it to do it and to like
Right.
do the show and make the money. But it's always better to have that like a little bit of a connection where it's like you understand each other in some level and there's like a good feeling instead of like, oh, I have to be doing this. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely a lot more selective when I shoot with people or, when people want to shoot content together. Because there's just sometimes where you're like, I've been in that situation where there's like nothing.
Yeah, no chemistry.
And I
nothing.
can't, I need something.
There's either
need
like
something.
there's like no chemistry or I feel like sometimes it just reaches a point where with someone's vibe you can kind of tell how the rest of that relationship is going to go after you've been through enough ones. And I'm not saying relationship as far as like dating, but even just like a situation like we have with our job where you're at least.
Lessons.
Yes,
Yes.
life
These fucking life lessons.
and just keep learning them.
And now when I'm living my life now and I'm like, I have my boundaries, I set them. And then when I get questioned on them,
I'm like, why?
I'm like, why are you tripping out on how I feel? Because I got a whole reason.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it, but if you're poking me,
Yeah.
we're going to get into it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're gonna find out.
You're gonna find out.
Exactly.
Because oh man, but it's true because I feel like especially Like, because I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm turning 32 very soon.
I'm 34.
And
37.
okay, there you go. See, we're all
30s.
crews.
Hey,
But
hey.
I actually love it because it's like I had this big fear of aging, and I still kind of do in some levels. Like, what am I going to look like when I'm 40? You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's not like the big fear that it was. And I feel like I've had so many life lessons that I've reached a point that I'm like, I don't want to learn anymore. So if I get the vibe from someone that I've had before, I don't want to fuck with it anymore.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like once you have that interaction, I feel like I always used to ignore first impressions.
Yeah.
And now it's like all I care about. Do you know what I mean? Because
Right.
They say a
feel like-
lot.
I feel like even if maybe like bad impression or whatever, say like you meet someone and they're having a bad day, I feel like if you're not a shitty person, you still know how to handle yourself in a way that you don't come across as a shitty person even though you're feeling shitty.
Right.
Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right.
because at that point, then it's just excuses. You know? Because I mean, I've even been in the situation where maybe I'm not feeling the greatest and I have to meet someone new or I'm put into that new situation. And I'll be ahead of time like, hey, I'm not at my best. I apologize in advance for my existence.
Well, shitty people won't say that, so
Yeah.
that is you showing your cards.
Well, and I think like we had a good vibe right away. We already like started having great conversation in the kitchen, so you know how it's gonna go.
I was just excited because I was like, oh my god, I totally like. Maybe I was like fangirling, but I was just like, wow, I watched this girl on webcam and now she's like physically here. And you're a lot taller than I thought. I was like, oh shit.
Especially because like come up from behind, like hello, and you turn.
It's like me though, you know. You're always seeing the top
I
of
didn't
my
have
head.
my high heels on that day. So
Yeah, AVN. I was like my highest heels all 3
Yeah.
days. Let's
Yeah.
go.
We were actually like not, you know,
Yeah,
not on level, but I didn't have to like look at the top of your head. I couldn't like see your
It was like
your part.
bangs. Yeah. Next time, stilts. I'm kidding.
Have you ever used stilts before?
I have not.
Stilts
Right?
are fun.
I have not either.
Well,
I just
you kind of
remember
have
them.
stilts because
I
you
mean,
do stripping,
I
right?
do,
So you work a
8-inch
pole.
stilts.
You're wearing
Yes.
stilt heels, stilettos.
I
think is what
basically
they're
do
called.
gymnastics on the pole.
Stilettos.
Yes.
Gymnastics on the pole.
I mean, you know, you do pole. I actually trained. I do pole.
That's
you know,
awesome.
Stuff, and now I do features. So then it's funny. Like I'll just like get into my shit at work, like, but I'm also kind of just like practicing within myself. And then
Yes.
people are like, "Oh my god, you do it so well," and you're like,
It's
"Well,
hard.
You're like
it's
a-
a challenge."
You're like how a comedian travels around for circuits, like testing all their bits, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, well, what about this one?
No, you really do. I
No,
mean,
that one didn't work for this
you
crowd, but
just-
let's try.
Yeah, you know, sometimes
Grace.
some booty shakes or some moves they don't work, but yeah, I was at the club and then like I would like look at girls, but I was like looking at them like, okay, she does this, that, like let me
Yeah.
try it out.
I feel like I
And
do that
then-
at the gym,
So
but then it's just me like
self-talk?
sitting there
Right.
like study. I think I look cute, but I'm really just like look like I'm dead eyeing someone.
Well, yeah, and then when you like actually train and you start to learn the technique, you're like, wow, I was like doing it completely wrong. I could have like fucked my shit up
Fuck.
shit.
really bad.
So did
Um,
you take classes?
I did. So actually,
Nice.
so first I got in contact with this guy who worked for Cirque du Soleil, and he connected
cool.
me to the woman, Joanna. She taught J-Lo on Hustlers
Oh, wow.
to
Nice.
pole, and so she offered to do like private lessons with me, and I was like, fuck yeah. And so
that's
she was helping
awesome.
me like with my show. And
That's
then she had to
dope.
travel, so I signed up at this pole fitness over here and just started doing classes. But then you can also get like open pole. This woman Fania, she's amazing. It's her studio, and she does a lot
I've
of
heard
like
of her.
classes.
I did a class there once.
Oh, that
and I
was where
did-
you were going.
Well, I went to Crash Academy for a
Okay.
while at Deja Vu, but then I
Oh, yeah, yeah,
saw pole
pole fitness.
on the like little app, you know, where you can like go to any class. So
Yeah.
I tried it out a few times. I remember it was really hot in there when I went, but it was
It
during the
gets hot.
summer.
Yeah,
and I
oh,
was
yeah.
next to a guy who did not wear deodorant. But it was all right because I was like, whatever, we're all 6 feet apart. It's good.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there was that like moment where you get a
Pandemic
little
pole dancing.
Where
you
you're
know,
just
coming around
like,
the pole, you're like,
"Dude."
Like it's like the aroma. But I like
It
the
gets sweaty in
instructor.
there.
The instructor was
Yeah.
killer. I never met Fania, but I had heard about her, and she was a champion.
Yeah,
pole.
she's amazing. She
Yeah.
opened her own studio. She does little content events sometimes
That's cool.
where she'll bring like a bunch of photographers and then girls can come in and she has like little stations. She just moved.
That's
So
awesome.
she's having a new place. But
That's awesome.
But
So
yeah,
they're not
so-
there at that one location.
no, she moved like her home.
Oh,
She
cool.
moved. But no, the studio's still there.
Sweet. Shout out.
Yeah, Fanya.
Yo.
Try it out.
Sign up for the classes. They're amazing. And yeah, and now I do features, so I get paid and I travel and do shows.
That's
and,
awesome.
Do you have like a favorite club that you like going to?
Right now, Sapphire 60 in New York was my favorite. I have a lot of like regulars from out there. But yeah, it's just been a little weird after the pandemic for the clubs. But you know,
Yeah.
it's
Featuring
it's
is-
so addicting to like go and dance.
You love it.
I love it.
Passionate.
I
Yeah.
do.
What do you find to be the most different, like before and after? Because there's a lot of before and afters
Oh,
for
yeah.
everyone for the pandemic.
There's a lot of before. So before, I mean, this is the
BC.
thing. Before, it was just you can actually make a lot more. You had a lot more time. You had a lot more people willing to just spend a bunch of money. Where after the pandemic, you really saw like that shift in, like we were saying, like customer service. Some of these hosts, they're not really going all their way. And then just the clientele of people. Some of my big regulars, they're not even coming back.
Yeah,
to
that's one thing I
clubs.
wondered is if like there's just less people overall as well.
I think it's just people are, they're understanding that money isn't just, that you should just throw away like stupidly.
Yeah.
And also they've kind of seen the whole like show of what goes on, the whole play around thing.
So they're taking advantage.
And they're just over it. Well, they're consensually getting taken advantage,
Yeah.
but now
Right?
they're like, I'm good. I want to get taken advantage somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, you could just do like just a whole pole dance routine and do it on a webcam or on a video. And you just,
I do, and I just moved into a new place, so I got to get my pole. But yeah, that was something that I would incorporate. But the only thing is, I mean, I love the internet people,
But you
They're-
love an
they're great
audience. You love an in-person
well,
audience.
I love the actual like in flesh, like the people, and then a lot of money coming in my hand from like
It's amazing.
doing
right?
nothing.
you're like tips are different. Cash in your hand hits different.
It's that rain. It really does feel
Yeah.
good. It really does.
You're like, it's just falling down on me. You're like in one of those machines. Do they
Yeah.
have those anymore? We stand in it and they blow money
Yes.
around and try to grab as much as you can.
Those are awesome.
You're like, that was pre-pandemic. And now
Right.
post-pandemic, I'm like, a dime?
Now
Maybe.
it's like you're putting it on like an airplane and you got to catch it.
It's just
while
like
it's
a
going.
$1 bill. And you're just like, wait.
Hold on. I got my jar.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I mean, I feel like, both of our lives completely changed after the pandemic. Like the way I do things, like OnlyFans kind of took over camming for me, and then
Right.
everything's kind of just shifting. It's just a matter of where do you shift.
Yeah.
Where have you found like your energy kind of shifting more since that, and since it's so different?
Totally. I was also like, I was in this relationship. So I had a baby, and actually I made a lot of money doing pregnant content.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I had a baby and I was trying to like get back into my work, but had this relationship that was kind of just hindering me from like working, and that sucks. And so now it's like I'm finally out of that and I'm able to like get back creatively like on OnlyFans and other platforms like
Yeah.
that.
It's so easy to lose yourself in a relationship,
Totally.
especially one that is not healthy. I feel like if you're in a healthy relationship, you don't lose yourself because you have a partner who's encouraging you to be yourself and to be maybe the best possible version of yourself, but not trying to be like, this is what your best self is. They're like with you to figure out what that is. Do you know what I mean? So then it's like, because I did that too. So just became my ex. And it was like, because I wasn't allowed to have the other opinions, wasn't allowed to do anything outside of what was set for me. And when I got out of it, I was like, well, fuck. And it took a minute, but then I was like, oh, I can be as creative as I always was before. This person made me something that I'm not.
Right.
And now you can flex that again. And it feels almost like more rewarding is because it's like you can appreciate it more. Probably being on the other side of it to be like, wow, I was so shut down and not being who I was that now it's like another rebirth.
Yes.
It sounds gross, but you know.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my with COVID for me, like my career changed in the way where I wasn't working in department stores anymore. I used to like do makeup behind like the Chanel counter, you know what I mean? And then, you know, there was people buying makeup all the time, like, you know, $1,000 here, $800 here. And it's like, cool.
Do you make any commission on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Commission was on top of the hourly. But like, you know, it's different when you're doing makeup creatively. Freelancing, like it's a different world. It's the game changer. You're doing something that you love because you love it. You're not at a day job where you're like, all right, my goal is to sell a lot of makeup today, but I also want to make sure people are buying what they need versus like just me being pressuring and like saying you need this cream because it's $500 and it's gonna make you look like whatever celebrity is on the campaign. And it's like, you know, no, I'm totally lying to you. You know, like I know this skincare is probably the bomb. And it is. When I put it on, I feel amazing.
Sure, but there's also probably like a replicant for like $20. Like,
well, maybe, but
the generic
thing
version
is, it's like don't push someone if they don't need it.
Right.
That's the thing. So like that's for me. And so with COVID, I got to do my makeup creatively because there was no one at those stores buying makeup anymore. No one was even wearing makeup. The only people who were wearing makeup, Molly. You know, because you're doing creative shit. And then I was working on set for Brazzers and Reality Kings. So every day we all worked together. We had COVID tests every single day.
Right.
But then it's like the great thing about that was, you know, you were safe for work. Meaning, like, you weren't going to give anybody
safe for work.
You weren't going to get a different kind of safe for work.
Safe
you're not
for
going to
work
get COVID.
before we got not safe for work.
Ding dong. You know? So, like, I just felt like that was my change of my career. Like, I went from doing what I love still, but selling, and then now I'm just, like, doing what I love creatively. And it's like the best job ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day I wake up, I'm like, I get to work. Yes. You know, it's like, yeah.
Right.
You know, it's so fun. It's just.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, because it didn't happen to everyone like that. There's people
No.
that, like, with my boyfriend, his career shut down. Like, the whole thing, he's in entertainment. So, like, there was no concerts. There were no, like, corporate events. There were no need for a sound guy or, like, a production company. So, it was, like, nothing for a lot of people. And, like, the strip clubs were closed. So, it's, like, everyone was like,
That was crazy.
So, it's, like, it's all the luck of the draw.
It was they were closed. And then when we reopened, and I wasn't tripping because I was, like, trying to get back from being pregnant.
Yeah.
And then when it opened, it was fucking crazy. It was like wild. But then I remember we went like 3 weeks where it was just like the craziest, like wild shit because the guys, you know, they finally had a club to go to. Yeah. And I just I was like, man, where somebody's going to get COVID. And then sure enough, that fucking, we had a little hit. So, you know, servers got it, and then the hosts, and then a few of the girls, and I think they were even doing something crazy where they were having like a shower curtain in between the in the VIP.
A shower curtain? No. like a clear shower curtain.
Yeah. So
make it rain. You get it?
Yeah. You know, just trying to.
Meanwhile, you're like, I'm behind this curtain. How do I get the cash?
Yeah. I'm like,
make it rain.
It's like
They have to throw
thank
it
you.
over, like they'll ball it up and
Get
just
a little
toss it
fan
up
on the bottom.
I had a really good idea during. Remember, like in the movies when they used to have like the stripper or like the red light district where there's like a window.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like why couldn't we just go back to that?
Hell yeah.
Like
That'd
that would
be
have been
sick.
perfect.
Nice
Let's
little
go to
backlight
Amsterdam.
and- yes.
Yeah, like just
We have
let's
to.
make a glass box and then we're in it and we're just it's like a vending machine. Just put the money in.
Yeah, you just
We'll
stand
just
there like
take it.
immobile until they put the cash in, and then you just like, and then you get into it. You have to turn on the stripper.
I activate with cash only. Or Bitcoin.
Add another $20.
We all learned how to adapt to the crazy times.
Yeah. But so now that that's all kind of over and things are changing, do you do like the OnlyFans and stuff like that? Like what kind of...
I do OnlyFans and I still go and dance. But I'm like smarter, so like if there's nothing going on in the club, then I'm like, okay, let's put some content out. I do mainly like solos and girl. I like could do boy girl, but
Yeah.
I really like I do fine without it. I do a lot of financial domination on there, so
I love that.
yeah,
I
it's
love it. Femdom comment.
comment.
I got so excited. I was like, oh, Femdom
She's like,
comment.
you're
You gotta
having that,
masturbate
the
tonight to Femdom
yes.
content.
Yes, me too.
I do.
Do it.
But I masturbate from the point of power, because I think feeling so powerless for so long, that was like my niche. I was like, oh, this is where I can take some control over a guy who's into it. Perfect. And it's fun. It feels good and
So
they
fun.
enjoy it. I got thanked the other day for a sexing session and it felt good. I was like, yes.
What was funny was I used to do them in person, and there's like a whole like screening process for that, and I kind of turned it online, virtually. So this guy, he used to like get like he'll do like Friday night, he'll call it Friday night date night, and we would do like he'll tip me like $400 so that I do like a live show with him. And then he was like, oh my God. He was like, you're in Vegas. He's like, what if I like paid you to like go do, instead of we do it here, but you're like sitting at a nice restaurant. And I'm just like, what? I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, let's do it.
Get some free food.
And so I got all excited on the idea because I went and I like made a reservation. I got all dressed to the nines. And I like fucked it up. I was like, give me the surf turf. I want the sides. I was like, we need a dessert. And then so I had like a tripod, and I had.
So you're just having a virtual.
I'm
date
having
with this
a
guy.
virtual date with
amazing.
this guy, right? And I have my iPod on, my headphones in, not like paying attention to like what's going on around me. And I'm just like loading it up because I'm letting him know, like, yeah, you're going to spend a lot of money on this. And he's all for it.
And they were noise canceling, weren't they?
No. That he was all for it. We were doing our thing, and then the waitress came, and she was like, "Oh, your bill's already paid." And I'm like, "What?"
Whoa.
And now I was like, "How did my bill get paid?" And then he's all like, "What's going on?" And then she's like, "The gentleman over there just paid for your dinner." And so then I start to look. I had like 3 groups of like guys just staring at me.
Because meanwhile, you're just dirty talking
I'm just
this guy.
on the phone by myself. And so then I like got off with him, and then I went over to the guy, and he's like, "Oh, you just look so pretty sitting by yourself." And I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks." Like, and then I go back, and then the guy is like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I was like, "Well, we're going shopping, bitch. Like, come on." And so I started going into the stores, and I found these like sunglasses from Fendi. They were like $600. I told him like cash app it to me right now. And then I got it. He had to go. And then I'm like walking out with this stuff, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I need to find more guys like this.
I'm here for it, yes.
Yeah.
If you would like to go on a phone date with me and buy me anything that I want, fill up my stomach, call 702-900-6446 and leave us a voicemail, and I will consider
And for
your
an
application.
upcharge, she'll do in real time on Skype or Zoom.
I'll figure it out. We'll get shit done. Mama could use some Fendi sunglasses. I mean, fuck it, why not?
Yeah,
I don't even need them. But you want to give them to me.
I just
Don't
got
you?
some
she'll
Versace
take them.
shoes.
They
But
probably
I
don't have
did
anything
bring
in
the
my
card
size.
holder in. Actually, it was that guy with the dinner. I had him blocked. So how we make them get unblocked? They have to. Well, first he sent me $500 in Cash App. So
Then you'll unblock.
because I blocked
Yes,
him
we've all
on
been there.
everything.
That's what Femdom is for.
Blocked him on everything. He paid for that, and then I got like some lingerie. So now some of these high-end stores, you can send the link to the person, like email it to them. They'll pay for it, and then you could walk out with that shit.
That sounds.
That's
Not all the
amazing.
stores are on it, but some of them.
Let's do
So
it.
Versace, they were like, you got to bring the card holder in. So I told the guy, I was like, I got to bring you in. I was like, but I'm only bringing you in if I can make content out of it. Otherwise,
It's not worth
I
it.
don't want to see you.
No, I totally understand.
And then block.
But he agreed, and yeah, and so then you just make friends with the little sales guys because you know they need a
They're
need
making
a
a sale.
they're making a commission and they
Always.
love it. They the guy Versace. It's funny. He laughs at me because I think I've got like 3 victims out in there.
Oh yeah, I like that, victims, and they love to hear that. That's the
Yes.
amazing thing. It's funny because so a lot of people don't understand different fetishes and kinks because they don't have them, so they haven't experienced them.
Right.
They haven't necessarily sought them out. And so for anyone who's listening who's not into that, this might sound super harsh, but anyone who's into that is jerking off furiously right now because the idea like that's what Femdom is.
Right.
They want the rejection. They want to earn that respect, whatever they feel that is for whatever their kink. And there's so many different variances within that kink / fetish that there are many different stepping stones. Some people are way up here. Some people are putting toes in down here. And some people
Right.
have a happy middle
Yes.
that they, and it's like, that is just what it is. It's not any different than wanting
And
feet
it's-
wrapped around your dick or wanting a threesome or like
Not-
whatever.
unless it's feet, unless it's a bunch of feet.
Well,
That's the threesome they want.
they're like, we want 4 different pairs of feet on our dick at once. And it's like, I don't think you have enough dick for that.
It's just like, yeah, and it's always loser men who don't have money who, like, they try to, like, attack us because they go, oh, these guys are dumb and you're manipulating them. Hey, they want to be manipulated.
They're
They
not-
want to give me their money.
They're not that dumb. Look at all the
No.
money they have.
Yeah.
Right. And
Like-
they're spending it pretty wisely,
Yeah, exactly.
I would say.
I mean, hey, there's different situations. It's like, maybe they could go get married and then have a nasty divorce and they lose all their money. It's probably cheaper to spend it this way.
Which way do you want
Right.
to go?
It's like people have different preferences, people have different fetishes, and it's like I don't understand all of them, but I'm always willing to learn and hear about why people like the things that they do. And it's like, what does somebody being into my feet? How does that affect me negatively? Or like, like whatever anyone's kink is, it's like
You
it's
need
theirs.
therapy
Who
for
gives a shit? Like who
No.
cares?
And if
Oh,
there's like a
gosh.
$sign at the end of it, yeah, I want to do my due diligence and
Yeah.
research it so I can really manipulate the fuck out of them
Oh gosh.
in a nice way.
In a nice way, of course. Unless they're not into that, then you have
Yeah.
to be mean,
Yes.
and that's where I truly shine.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Oh, I wish I could have played a villain. Anyway, I do every day, just a little bit more and more.
Working on the strip. Oh my god, no, working on the strip like in high-end retail was so funny because there was one time I recall like someone had come into the store with their bag in the box with the handbag that they
Right.
got from their date the night before because they were going to go return it, right?
Oh,
the next
okay.
morning. But I guess the guy who had gifted her the bag was so quick to take the purse out of the box. So when she went to return it, it was an empty box.
Oh, fuck.
And she was going to play a trick like by getting the bag and
Dude.
return it, but he had like took the bag and returned it the next morning himself.
Oh well, at least she got a nice box.
She got a nice
And the
box.
bag.
She got the bag.
He probably walked out with the purse on his shoulder.
See,
He
and,
didn't return it. He just kept it.
and these guys,
He's like, I love it.
these guys are getting real smart with this shit. And
I
it's
mean,
so
I was
stupid.
like, that's fucked though.
Yeah.
See,
You
that's
know
why
what I mean?
That's why I don't want to do it in person.
But
Because you can't take it back if you send it from my wish list.
Exactly.
There you
Learn.
go.
That girl
There you
needed to
go.
learn.
Yeah, you life lesson.
Unfortunately.
Those are the life lessons.
These
She
are-
will never make that mistake
You
again.
only see those on the strip, though. Like those kinds of life lessons. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of life lessons going on. There's a life lesson going on right now.
Yes. Exactly.
There is. I'm trying to figure out which one it is at this point, but I'm sure when I watch this episode back, I'll have learned it.
The more you know.
Do you do any like feet stuff?
Oh, I do
by the
a
way?
lot of feet. Yeah.
So, what's your opinion? Because we've been trying to figure this out. Laura has a wholesome fans, so she doesn't post anything pornographic. It's
Okay.
like BTS of her shooting my content and other fun
Right.
stuff like that.
Yep.
But she has a fan who reached out to her recently, who listens to the podcast and loves Laura's feet. He watches the podcast just because she always wears bare feet. So, did he
'Cause
send
I
you?
love the
Did
way
he
it
send you a
feels.
tip? Because we mentioned if he sent you a tip, you
Yeah.
might be barefoot for this episode.
you better put some Uggs on.
Let's find out.
But I think that she should just start selling photos of her feet. Like,
So,
why
you
not?
know-
Or at least to pay for the pedicure, right?
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah. Oh no. What I this is like my perception of doing like the feet content. These little ladies are going on adventures. So take her on adventures into like little
Oh.
cute places. Even those high-end stores, honey. Like get them
We
to
need
buy
an
some
adventure.
shoes. Because then it's like, you know, different carpets, different
Mm-hmm.
like little setting. Like these are your sexy like Sex in the City ladies.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Yeah, anywhere that you go, you can just wiggle a toe and pay
That's
for a pedicure. You
it.
know what I'm saying?
And it's like almost make it like the feet is the sexual figure because that's how he's looking
like
at
think
it.
like hand
Correct.
modeling.
Right.
So it's like for hand modeling, for instance, you could model it like that. Just do that with your feet.
Yeah. You know,
Stocking.
dude. And they
Yeah,
like.
stockings. Pull it up slowly.
Oh, they love that.
And then you just stop
shit.
at the knee, and that's it. And that's what they
That's
get.
where you're, no face.
No.
Even do
Just your
like
feet.
the little,
Exactly.
like they like the little shapes.
Yep.
And then the
Give 'em a little
scrunching.
wiggle.
I got to do the scrunching.
You have to scrunch.
Good thing I have sandals on, but they.
Hold on, I should take notes.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
and
have
I'm,
to scrunch.
that's just
Scrunch.
experience from my
Scrunch.
weird requests.
If-
Yes, scrunch.
But if you want to
The
get a little
shapes.
kinky, you're going to spread your toes. and you're going to
yeah.
take your fingers
Yeah.
and you're going to push your fingers through your toes.
That's the
And
best.
that's the best
That's like
way.
the jackpot.
Yeah.
But
It's
if
like
you're
triple
super
the amount.
dexterous, you spread both your toes and put those toes together.
Oh,
so all your
shit.
toes are just rubbing together.
You're all welcome.
Coming soon. Sign up to Laura's Wholesome.
Clearly, this is just my experience.
Wholesomely.
Yes.
Wholesome experiences.
Yeah.
We're
It's
just telling
like-
you how to be a foot model.
It's
That's all.
like making your feet be like that almost slutty girl before she turns slutty.
My feet are the celebrity.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not you.
Not
It's the
you.
It's nothing about me.
It's
we need
not
to treat
about
these,
you.
we
You're
need to
like-
treat these feet.
you gotta look at it like, all right.
These aren't even my feet.
Okay,
Like
They're
every
just
90s
feet.
movie, right? Every 90s movie where the girl has like the glasses and she looks really frumpy and you're like, you know she's hot under there.
Oh.
And then she gets the makeover and it's like, oh, you've been pretty all along. That's your feet.
Yes, because they do
Yes.
be getting Flintstone-y after not having a pedicure.
That's right.
Or like on Monsters, or like what is it? Cartoon. And then it's like it's just like a tall person, but you don't ever get to see their face.
Yes.
Yes, like on
That's
grown
what
up.
it
Dexter.
is.
It's the grown up.
yeah.
Or no, what was that? Yeah. Trying to think of, was that Dexter that there was like a big. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you get the
Yeah.
concept.
Y'all get it.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, thank you for painting that
So,
picture and all the tips.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does make sense.
I mean, what's great, you got Las Vegas around you.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
So just
There's a lot of places to adventure.
yeah.
A lot of places.
I
Oh.
like to use any city. It's like a big set.
Yeah.
Wherever I go, it's just a set. If I can do something slutty there and put it on OnlyFans,
There
then
you go.
Oh, the places you will go.
right.
You hear that?
Then you can
Oh,
have
the
them
places
fund
you
the
will
places.
go.
Make them fund it for you.
Fun. There's fun in there. So go fund it.
Yeah.
It'll be super fun for you.
I love you, girls. Thank you.
There's no fun. There's no fun without fun.
Everyone needs these kind of friends. Thank you. You're like, yeah,
I gotta use that.
I say, like,
I gotta
come on.
use that.
Honestly, it's 2023. If you're a woman not selling pictures of your feet, what are you even doing? We all know how much I love making content, and one of the most important things for quality videos is lighting. But who wants the same old boring ring light? You can upgrade from basic to adorable at kawaiilighting.com with code TWND for 10% off. This podcast is lit by Kawaii Lighting's star-shaped ring light. There are also heart and kitty cat options to make you feel as cute as these lights look. Kawaii Lighting has many RGB options, which you'll have seen used in many of my videos and photos. Don't be basic. Stand out with Kawaii Lighting by using code TWND to save 10% and help support this wholesome pod. Let them know we sent you. Amazing. And if you were thinking about deals, then you want to also think about going to manscaped.com.
Yep.
Because if you use code TWND at manscaped.com, you save 20% and get free shipping on everything that you purchase. And I know that summer is winding down, but that doesn't mean that your pube stitch needs to wind up. You know what I'm saying? If they are long enough to wind up, you need to get the Lawnmower 4.0, which you can find in the pack. Yes, that you can. Why am I like this? That you can find in the Performance Package 4.0 when you visit manscaped.com and use code TWND to help support the show, help support your balls, and we will thank you, and so will your balls, and so will anyone who perchance happens to lick your balls. And if you are fucking someone who has balls and you've seen their ball stitch and you're just like, whoa, bro, get them the Performance Package 4.0. It includes a Lawnmower 4.0, which has advanced proprietary skin-safe technology. It has a crop reviver and crop ball toner, ball deodorant.
Nose trimmer?
Is a nose hair trimmer in the Performance Package? What?
It's the bomb. You guys need it.
It includes
You need it.
the Weed Whacker 4.0. They also are sending us some new stuff that we'll be reviewing very soon, which I'm excited. They're sending us the Hedger. There's like I think it's new. I think it's called the Hedger. Don't quote me on that, but it's a smaller face razor instead of like the big one. So
for more details.
So for more detail stuff, there's also a close groin shaver that's got like a 3-blade. So I'm actually going to use that.
That's awesome.
So I'm excited to. I think they're
you,
sending foot spray
Manscaped.
finally too. So
Yay.
they also have great boxers. They have basically anything that you could think of for a gift for a guy. They have it, and I can't think of anybody who has used Manscaped and then gone to something else. Like
They
once you
stick
go
with it.
Manscaped, you stick with it because you know that your balls will keep thanking you, and you know that if you use code TWND at manscaped.com, we will continue thanking you, and you will save 20% and get free shipping on everything that you purchase. They're in demand. And it's like, here's the thing. They're feet guys, right? So yes, they like one pair of feet, but they like a variety. And sometimes that guys are very specific with the kind of foot they like. They like a specific arch. They like the way the ball of your foot looks. And not everybody has the same feet.
Nope.
So there's
good thing.
always going to be a little niche for your piggy toes. That's all I'm saying. It's
You
kind of
hear
like,
that?
you need coffee, you need a new car, like go sell pictures of your feet. Like, what are we doing? It's okay. You don't even have to look at the stuff that they send you back. You won't necessarily want to unless you've been around it as long as I have. So
And you know, the feet, it really brings out like the sneaker feet guys who you wouldn't even expect them, or like I've had guys that are, you know, friends in real life on my Instagram that they come out letting me know that they're into feet, and I'm like, what the hell?
different strokes for
I'm
different
like,
folks.
I've known you for a long time. I didn't know you were that.
You never know.
But
I
speaking
did
of
not
which,
Did you
get a
see
new
these?
pedicure. coming
Yeah.
up.
Love it. That's awesome.
I love that. Like, I'll suck on my own toes. I don't care.
Right.
Like, why not? You know, I don't know what kind of content you make, but I put things inside of myself. So,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's like, well, why not put my foot in my mouth? I can
When
reach.
It's attached to you. I'm sure you
Yeah.
clean it.
Yeah.
No.
No, I like this like a
Never.
dirty toe. I like a toe
Dirty.
that's been in a gym sock and then walked around in the yard.
You know,
That's
all
what I
those,
like.
you know all those minerals.
There's some
Salt.
guys that they do want the dirty
No, I
feet,
know.
and
That's what
I'm
I'm
like,
saying.
why?
Different things.
Well,
Yeah,
After
exactly.
2 weeks, these be dirty. So we got that.
They just want flavor.
Different strokes, different folks.
And it's like there's like a subculture for everything, because I have had a few guys that they want my dirty, stinky sneakers, And I also get him to buy my girlfriend's dirty sneakers.
Oh, nice.
And then he likes socks. So it's like there's like whole
Wait, I
there's
just
like
had
whole
an idea.
levels.
I just had a thought of like a dirty, smelly shoe, and then like my fleshlight, but the little sleeve. And you take
And
it
then,
out
like,
of
a little
you take
bundle
it,
pack.
Yeah, you take it out. You just take it out of the plastic case. You just slide that into the shoe. But then my pussy is just sticking out of the ankle of the shoe.
I love
Ooh,
it.
And then you
yeah.
can kind of like go in there like that, and then you can fuck my dirty shoes.
That's a bundle pack right there.
If you're interested, onlyfans.com/.
That's amazing.
You can even do a bigger box that has the panties too. See, there's like levels to all these
There's
things.
different levels.
Yeah.
And for you, just photos of feet. That's all you
And if
got.
you
Yeah.
want to fuck some sneaks, get on it.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
You want a sneaky link?
Just saying, these girls know what's up.
We are.
Not Laura. Leave her alone. She's precious.
I don't.
I'm not.
You're like, no.
She
You're like,
hasn't
I'm
been
taking photos
corrupted
right
yet.
now, girl.
Yeah.
I sent you one the other day.
You did.
I was like, here you go.
You're like,
Hotos.
look how long my toes are.
No. I was like, I jumped on the hoto train.
Yes. That's right. Sorry. I was just thinking.
And you
But they
know,
were really long. They were talons before. I was like, look, my talons are gone. That's what I said.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the one. That's right. So we started doing this thing recently where, if you do like it does interpretive text, like what it thinks you want to say next.
oh, right.
So we'll put in like one word and just
amazing.
let it make a sentence and then send it to each other.
It's amazing.
The
I
other-
recommend doing that every day.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't know. Yeah, I'll
just send
check
a
that
random
out.
ass text to someone.
And just see what it
yeah,
says.
read like one.
Yeah, I gotta.
Read one.
We did that one that really made me chuckle. It was
one
the
that
first
hit
one that we did.
So these devices are trying to speak for
so
us now.
many. I can't find it now, Laura.
I
Do you
can.
have it?
Yes. I know where it is.
Oh, I said, I texted her, I hate when I see you. And she said, I hate when people say that.
Because my phone's just auto-generated.
Right.
It's just
Right.
so good.
So we're just starting beef.
And she was like, the other day, she's like, I'm just going to keep reading this one over and over whenever I just feel like I need a good laugh. And I was like, let's just do it every day.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well keep going, you know?
We have a new laugh every single day. It's fun. Never
I
gets
mean,
old.
it might be like my 30-day challenge to have sex every day. We might be like, well, now I feel forced to do this. But
Yeah.
they're all pretty
You should
loud.
tell her about that.
So I had
Wait, what? Yeah, hold on.
my boyfriend challenged me. He was like, we should do a 30-day sex challenge. And I was like, I'm in because, I like to fuck. And then we went like a week.
Oh,
And then I was like, I think my period came or
Oh,
something
yeah.
or hormones. And when you're not feeling it. And then
I don't like
and
fucking
I was
on my
just
period.
like, I'm not doing this. So, and then today you asked me, so how did the 30 days
Yeah,
go?
because it had been a while.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's probably over.
And
It's
I was
over
like,
by now.
oh, that didn't happen. It's just like, I was like laughing.
Because it's true. It becomes like, if you're setting parameters like that, like the best
Right.
kind of sex is like impromptu. Like,
That's the
Like,
sex that you
absolutely.
want.
that's the only kind
We've
of
been
sex.
together for like 8 years, 7 years, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but that's
can't
the best
remember,
time for it to
but-
be impromptu when you've been together for a long time instead of like, hey, I can pencil you in tomorrow
Exactly.
at 6.
Yeah.
And then the day after that, we need to do it at 3 because I have this thing and you have this other thing.
Yes.
That's,
Or
and
like,
I can't
we
do it
didn't-
for long. I
Yeah,
don't like
or
that.
we didn't do it in the morning, so now we got to do it at night before bed.
oh, so
It's
now I
like-
got to set an alarm. We got to have coffee so there's energy to fuck because we're in our 30s. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Like,
Yeah, the expectations of
So
that.
yeah, it was great. It was a nice little like idea, and I was like,
Right.
remember, I was pumped. I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. I told
you were so into
I was
it. You were like, I'm
yeah,
wet right now.
I'm gonna fuck right now. And then I was like, no.
You got the lesson you didn't know you were gonna get.
Yeah.
That was a life lesson too.
Yeah, and
that
then,
was a life lesson. Impromptu sex is the best sex.
Yeah.
yeah, and you might want to have impromptu sex 3 times a day. The next
Right.
3 days, right?
I
You said no
said,
more.
impromptu 3
Right.
times this day, and then I need 3 days off because
Yeah.
I have shit to do.
Exactly.
But it's like, I mean, it's planning sex to me just sounds like
I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it. Like sometimes it's like, yeah, just give me like a time, a ball, like
yeah. No, we never had a time. It was just like just squeeze it in the day at some point. But
Yeah.
if it wasn't done in the morning, then it's gonna have to
But
be
then
done.
it's also like, fuck, I'm just like, you could squeeze me in right now? You could just squeeze into me right now? Is that all the
I'd
time
be like,
that you have for me
yes,
today?
squeeze into me. Let's go.
That's all I am. Just a quickie.
Yeah, just a quickie to you. This is how you fit me into your schedule. This is how you fit in to me. This is all I am. A sock.
Where else are you fitting in?
Yeah. Why are you so busy? This is the only time you have.
It's like the hormone
Right.
brain, Fucking hormones.
Oh, the hormone brain is such a fun experience every single month of every goddamn year, and it gets worse the older you get.
It does.
Bad. No, sometimes it's worse than others, though. I don't get it, but it's like...
I also
I
get
hate
way
it.
hornier the older I get, though, I'll tell you what.
Me too. Yeah.
And we found out from someone who wrote an email in that said that urge for sex will never go away. So in case you ever wondered, like, we'll be fucking till we're, 80.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm excited.
I mean, gonna have to use hefty amounts of lube. I'm finally gonna have like a use for that like 50-gallon drum of lube.
Dip yourself in.
Yeah, I just dip in.
Yeah.
I'm moisturized. I'm slick. I'm ready to go. Push me around a fucking tarp. I don't give a shit. Like I'm 80.
awesome.
If
That's
I break a
awesome.
hip, who
Right.
cares? I go doing what I love.
I'm gonna get you one of those 55-gallon
See,
buckets for
We should get it now.
Christmas.
Those
I have to.
grandpas.
I have to.
What?
For the
Hang on.
for the greenhouse. I have two 55-gallon drums.
I thought you meant like of lube just sitting.
We'll fill it up though, girl. You thought you're like
Like
wow, this
already
bitch,
had
do you
it.
know
this
how
bitch
much?
stocked up during COVID.
Right.
She thought all the lube would be
It was
gone.
one of those
There
deals.
was a lube shortage
There was a
going
lube
on.
crisis.
You're gonna be selling it back to Brazzers. Like I'm gonna make a fortune. It's like those people who bought toilet paper. They're like,
yeah, I
listen
stocked
here.
up on spunk, yo.
Making their
you need that
own
fake
little
cum. I'm
hand
gonna sell you just
sanitizer.
a jar. Just a jar for $50. Come on in.
Can you imagine how many bottles of lube like
Yeah.
you'd have to buy
We'll
to
call
fill a 50-gallon drum of
Call
lube?
it Laura's spunk or the fist spunk.
Oh, fisting spunk.
15, 15,
yeah.
15?
Fisting. Can we call it fisting? And that's just it. That's the name. Fisting.
Just my fist. Yes.
Have you ever been fisted?
No, no.
No, not for me.
I-
I'm just curious because you never know what some people
Right. Some
like
people
in this
have that
industry. For
skill.
sure.
I
I
know
get-
a few girls that have. More power to them.
I just wonder where it goes.
And I just, yeah, and I had a girl one time on a scene. She was like, "You could fist me." I was like, "I'm not doing that."
You don't have the desire to
We're
fist,
not.
right?
We're not. No.
My problem is I have really big hands. They're like man paws. And I feel like it would get stuck. And then I would just have a hand puppet for the rest of my
But
life.
that's what they want.
But for forever? I don't think I'd be
know.
able to get it out. We'd have to do
I just
surgery and
feel
I'm not equipped
like
for
I'm
that.
doing, like now we're getting into doing like anatomy, and I'm not down.
Can you stand up? I'm not going to fist you. I just want to show you something. Like
She lied.
look at my arm. If I'm going my forearm, I'm going to be tickling your back. It doesn't make sense. I would never be able to do this to
Hey.
someone. So that's why for me,
And
I'm
some
just like,
guys
where does it go?
really want that.
I know, but I just wonder where it goes inside.
What? They
maybe-
want to make you a puppet.
You know,
right?
in like the
They're like,
Magic
yes.
School Bus,
Yes, I
where
love
they're
Magic School
floating.
Yeah,
I don't know
Miss
where they're
Frizzle.
going, but
it's the butthole.
yeah,
That's
that's,
what I
where
know.
they're in.
That's what I
Frizzle came.
That was one of our episode titles. Because I lost my train of thought halfway through telling a story, and I meant to say that she came to the Children's Museum when I was a kid, and what I just said was Miss Frizzle came. So that was what we named the episode. Oh, fuck.
We love Magic School Bus.
I know.
It hits different every
It does.
time.
Oh, what are like some of your favorite PBS shows growing up? Because I don't even know if PBS is a thing
Reading
anymore.
Rainbow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Reading Rainbow, Sesame Street. Was that was
Sesame
PBS?
Street.
No,
You know?
I didn't like Sesame
I don't know
Street.
if
I don't like
Barney was on there.
She was
Elmo.
like, that fucked me up.
Elmo. Nightmares. I told you, Tickle Me Elmo haunted my dreams. I can't. I don't like it. Didn't like Barney either.
It's just interesting. I tried showing my daughter like the old stuff. I even showed her like Bananas in Pajamas. Oh,
We love that shit.
she did not.
Yes.
She was not.
Can I get a
feeling
high
it.
five
Yes.
for that one? Can I get a high five
Kids
for that?
are
Bananas in
I always
Pajamas?
like the story of like the Bananas in Pajamas, and they said that Data Life. They thought that they were the guys who played Bananas in Pajamas because that was their whole thing.
yeah.
But yeah, man, that was the shit. But yeah, these new kids,
They're not classy.
these new
They're
kids
not.
are.
Listen, these new kids don't have any class. They are not They're not well-rounded
They want Baby
individuals.
Shark. Baby
Everybody
Shark.
make a fist. And
You know what they
Every
want?
day.
They want TikTok.
Yeah.
That's not a song. That's not a song. It's like a chant. It's like a cult. Baby Shark cult.
It is.
It's not
and
creative.
whoever that guy is, he is making a shit ton on just his own right.
Maybe you'll make something better next. Probably not, though. Probably not. You will never be able to beat Bananas in Pajamas. Let me tell you
Bananas
what.
in
You better not
Magic
give
School
up.
Bus, you could not even conceive
Don't fuck
of
with
such,
me.
Reading
of
Rainbow.
such an idea.
That's-
Bob
We
Ross.
read books.
We read books.
We read books. Are your kids reading books? No,
Listen.
they're not. Because I know my daughter ain't.
I read books, and I had to walk up the hill backwards.
Oh, Rugrats. Oh, Rugrats was the shit. She didn't like Rugrats. I showed her Rugrats. She
Okay.
was feeling it.
Wow,
Rugrats
that's
is
good.
sick.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't even know what kids like now. I don't understand children. I realized like
Doug?
a couple years ago that
Remember
I
Doug?
I'm old. And I was like, oh
Just
no.
realized.
Fuck. It was like only a couple years ago. I was like, I've been young this whole time. But I'm just like
Right.
young from the era that I was young.
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
oh, that's what happens. You just reach a point and that is your personality.
When you start,
It is.
When you start
It's
to
strict.
adult, it's like, oh fuck.
I loved
So many
Doug. Remember
responsibilities.
Doug? Doug
Doug
Funny?
Funny. Yes.
That was a good one.
What was her name? Patty Mayonnaise.
Yes.
And Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Do you guys remember Recess?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
just gonna say that too.
Mm-hmm.
That
I love the girl with the
Saturday,
hat.
the Saturday morning cartoons, like that was the shit.
Yeah. They should.
So
Yeah, they
many
should
good
bring that
times.
back.
They should.
Because there is no Saturday morning cartoons
They don't need
anymore.
it now because the thing is like everything is available to stream anywhere. Even like the old Saturday morning cartoons, I'm sure you can
Watch-
stream.
But you
Yeah,
don't get it
put it on-
variety.
But that's what I'm saying is like
We're
people.
so old.
I feel
they,
like
they
people,
don't they don't have Nick at Night no more.
That's fucked.
Yeah, like
That's
we
so fucked.
we lived
That
in an era where we actually
Below
appreciated
the belt, dude.
what we were watching.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know.
These
I mean,
kids.
it was one of those things though. I mean, remember like. So remember when there'd be a film in a movie theater.
Right.
And you would have to wait at least a year for it to come out on VHS.
Right.
If you're
Yes.
fucking lucky. And now it's like, why go to the theater? It'll be out on streaming in 3 fucking months.
I
Like,
have
know.
Barbie movie at my house.
You d-
if you want to watch it.
I
For
don't.
real?
Streaming.
Oh my god! I
Streaming
haven't-
that shit. I
I
haven't
need to
watched
see-
it.
I
So
haven't
if
seen
anyone
it.
wants to come over,
I do because
You're
I haven't
welcome.
seen it.
Fine.
come on.
And I heard
haven't watched
and
it.
I heard the whole thing about
heard
Barbie
it's
don't
great.
need Ken.
Yes. And there's
And-
like messages
And
in the
men
movie.
and men were pissed. They were pissed about this. I saw so many podcasts talking
so
about
let's
it.
watch it.
Let's watch it.
Well,
And
if,
smoke.
if we're going to piss off men, then I guess I will watch Barbie. But
And then
I'm
you
doing it under protest and only to piss people off.
So everyone go on her OnlyFans and tip her to watch the Barbie movie because she's not gonna want to do it,
Right.
but she will if you tip her.
I hate Barbie.
And
See?
if you tip her big, she might wear pink.
Pink.
Yes.
I'll wear pink too.
Everybody,
I'll wear pink.
I know I didn't bring my pink.
Well, I'll wear pink.
I don't
But
think
yeah.
I own anything pink that's like
You have
solid.
a
I
dress
know,
that
me
you gave
too.
me. You could wear
I
it.
don't want to.
You will, and you will.
I remember when I was a kid,
I'll
like
order
I,
you a pink dress.
I went through this phase and I just all of a sudden like pink was my favorite color when I was a kid, and then I like refused to wear anything pink. I was mad because my wallpaper had pink stripes on it and it just ruined my whole existence. And I'm still just not wearing pink. Like
I've never seen you wear pink.
I hate
You gave
pink
me your
too.
pink dress.
Yeah, because I
love
was
it.
like,
I love it. It's a great dress.
well, it's one my ex picked for me, so shows how much he knows. But I know.
Ruin that dress for me. Thanks.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I don't care.
We
I
already
still love it.
determined that the bad energy, the bad juju, does not pass between.
Girl, it was
clothing.
brand new. It had tags on it. Like,
Oh,
what
there
did
you
he
go.
do? Just
because
pick it?
I tried
Great.
it on a few times and I was like,
You're
Pink?
trying to
Yeah.
see.
Pink.
and it just never was.
I know.
Yeah. It just.
Yeah.
Do you have those things? I mean, I think every woman has that thing in her closet that she's like, eventually I'll put this on and I'll
Right.
like the way it looks. And it's like, You're never going
No.
to. You don't like it
No.
now.
Well, those shoes, I said I was never, but then I put
No,
Band-Aids.
but you like them. You still wore them.
They
I'm
rip my
talking
feet
the
up.
thing that you buy that
Oh.
you're like,
One day.
this
One
is for a
day.
special occasion. And then
Yeah.
that special occasion comes and you put it. You're all excited and you put it on, and then you're just like,
Like,
I
what
do
was
not
I
feel like a
thinking?
bad bitch.
was I thinking?
It's like you have you seen
But
like
we're
the
two
photos from when you were a
pussies.
kid, and
Yes.
it's just like that your parents have you dressed in something, and you're like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah.
And that's how that outfit looks when it's finally time to use it. So it's like if you have that in your closet, give it away.
But we're too pussies to throw it away because
Yeah.
we're just like, no, hold on.
we have object
There
attachment
gonna
might
hang on
too.
to
be, yeah,
it.
we do.
Yeah, it's like,
We
well,
do.
there might be a point. I've tried to start like pushing those things off on other people. I'm like, would you like this? Because then I feel like I'm not wasting it. It will look good on them.
Right.
And if it doesn't, that's their problem now. It can be stuck in their closet forever.
You wait for that expectation to be lowered. Yeah. Like just, all right, here we go.
Oh, fuck. Where did you grow up, if you don't mind me?
So I grew up in Riverside, California.
Whoop,
but
the IE.
yeah, I'm an IE
Hey,
girl.
909.
I lived in this small town called Myrna Valley.
Moval.
Moval, yes. And, we're a little bit more wholesome there. We would just go party in, like, dirt backyards.
Yes. I grew up out there, too,
Yeah,
a bit.
Oh,
Well,
really?
like, after high school.
Is that like the Michigan
yeah,
equivalent
it's
of
like-
California?
Maybe.
Just
it's
kinda like-
inland.
It's a
inland.
military, like, the military base is near there, so there's a lot of families in there.
More like quiet, reserved, conservative.
Well, ghetto. I
What?
lived in the ghetto area. There's really nice areas of Riverside. I don't live in that area.
Riverside's huge, too.
And yeah, and
So-
It's that big part of the map. It's massive.
we used
Yeah.
to have. We had party crews and do little like house parties, and so I never was like into like anything of like being sexy because until like I worked at Hooters. They opened a Hooters, and I worked there with my two best friends, and then I met a bunch of girls, and I eventually like lived in a house with like 4 Hooter girls.
Oh, the
It was
Hooters house. That
7
sounds like a
Hooter house.
reality
It was
show.
7
Hooter
people.
house.
Yeah, it was like 7 people. It was a nightmare, but it was great because we used to have little like Hooter parties with like the BJ's restaurant people.
I actually
And-
worked at that BJ's off of the 15. Was that the BJ's?
Or
Or different BJ's?
Yeah, it was off of the 215.
Oh, no, not that
Yeah,
one.
it was like more in
Damn, I was at
Moreno
the wrong
Valley
one.
area.
You're like, well, I was at the right parties.
Yeah, we
Damn,
would.
those were the shitty parties.
We would fuck it up. Like, we would go and, like, the cooks would have, like, their own house because we were all just a bunch of fucking, like, 20-year-olds. And they would throw parties. We did, like, lingerie parties.
Ooh.
And I remember there was, like, a stripper pole, and they were trying to do, like, a contest. And I didn't know stripping at all, but I was just, like, I went on there, and I won. And
Nice.
then, like,
You're
these
like, wow.
girls...
A career.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I know, right?
Natural.
Well, these girls, they actually took me, like, one day, they were like, one of the girls was like, hey, you want to go to the strip club with me? And I'm like, yeah, I've never been to a strip club. Like, why not? Walk in. It's girls from our work. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, you bitches are working
Hooters
here?
does not pay enough. Like, we have shit to do. We want to do stuff. I want my Fendi sunglasses.
Right. I was like, wow. So I think, like, Hooters was kind of like
they were
the
keeping
gateway.
it their secret.
Hooters is
Yeah.
the gateway drug of
It's
stripping.
the gateway to wholeness.
Yes, we love that.
to
And we
being
were-
a slut.
Avery Jane was just on. We were talking about how her and I both started in stripping, and stripping was the gateway into porn.
Right.
So it's kind of like so many stepping stones. There's so
There
many
is.
options
It goes
along the way.
No, wait, Hooters.
It goes
Hooters.
BJ's first.
Yeah.
And then BJ's was like
BJ's.
down the street.
They were the
so we were
homies.
all like, so it would be like cooks and hosts or like
Yes.
bartenders or whatever.
They would make it
Wait,
rain.
so what you're saying is it starts at BJ's and it ends in BJ's.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Got you. So go to BJ's.
As long as you got to get the Hooter girls.
They're
though.
hiring.
The Hooter girls. They're always hiring.
Ain't nobody want to work no more.
But then
Customers keep getting older and the Hooters girls stay the same age.
they keep coming in trying to get some BJ's.
We said that's down the road.
But it was funny when I worked at Hooters. I didn't I was so oblivious to any sexual passes or whatever because I had a boyfriend, and then he was always upset about me working there, but I didn't care.
Hooters?
Yeah. And
Well, he was gonna have a hard truth coming later.
yeah, he was. And then I got into go-go dancing. So then,
Oh, that's cool. Like the boots.
so I went. Yes.
Sick.
So I went to a party, and then I was at a rave, and I saw girls, and I was like, I want to fucking do that. And so then I started doing that, and that was really fun. But goddamn, we danced for $100 for 4 hours. And then you would do 20-minute sets and 20-minute breaks. So we were doing a lot of dancing. And
Damn, that sounds
this was
exhausting.
before I really understood hustling in the strip club. But
It's probably hard to hustle as a go-go dancer.
yeah,
A little bit
it's
different.
not much hustle because even the clubs would be like, you can't take tips, and it was weird. So, but the whole thing is you would get a residency at a nightclub, and so then I started booking other girls, and I would have my own residency, and I danced all throughout SoCal and Vegas, and then I got in with Insomniac, so I became a dancer for them, and it was really hardcore. But they did not pay us shit, and we thought when it went to Vegas, where it went corporate, we thought, okay, we're gonna get more money.
Yeah,
We're
here it is,
fucking,
guys.
we're riding with him. No, it was the exact opposite. So then I was like, well, I'm feeling sexy. I was like, I might as well, I could do something crazy to make some money. And I did fetish modeling, where just taking
Ooh.
pictures.
Yes, but tell me about fetish modeling. So bondage stuff?
Yes.
Or full body latex suits that cover your
All
face?
of it. So it's so I responded to the ad, and it was really funny because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this because at least it's not porn. But of course that led me into porn.
Yeah, me too.
But
Latex
yeah,
and
we,
PJs.
we
Yeah.
It's like an abusive relationship, right?
Right.
But not actually abusive if you can control it right. But with an abusive relationship, it's well, this one thing that happened was pretty bad, but then they apologize. You're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then you get past it, and then it's something different happens, and that's bad. But it's not. Maybe it's
and then you put
this
it in
thing
your
isn't as bad. So you start
closet,
pushing it back, and you're
all
like,
right.
you're like, okay, so I'm doing Hooters. It's kind of like for my boobs anyway. All right, and then I can do the go-go dancing.
right.
And the strip club look really fun. They're making more money. But maybe I'll do fetish modeling because I'm not ready for it. Fetishes and kinks.
I was like, oh my God, I can't do stripping yet because what if somebody sees me, right? But yeah, fetish modeling. So I just remember they called me. They were like, yeah, we want to pay you $300 and you come and do the shoot. And I'm just like, $300? I'm there.
Dance? I need a break.
Sign me up.
And I didn't know what half of it. I mean, actually, all of it. I didn't know what the fuck it was. But I was just like, hey, dress me up. Let's do it. I'm like, my little side boob. All right. I was like, okay. And but it was really it was just kind of interesting, and some of it was really beautiful. But then I would think in the back of my head, I'm like, what would this feel like if I was getting fucked? Because that's what it all was about. And actually the photographer, I mean, me and him, we did end up dating, and he was really hot, but then God, he was just probably one of the worst persons I could have ever he actually tried to blackmail and extort pictures of me online, which is how I got into porn, because he knew porn girls. And when he started stalking and harassing, he would always threaten me that he was going to do it. And I was so concerned about what people in the nightlife would know, because these are more corporate companies. I did have a contract with Live Nation. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm like, fuck this. I don't care what these people think. This psycho's on my ass.
Yeah.
And I might as well beat him to it.
And
Get a little bit
I want
notoriety.
anyone should know, because I didn't know this, because my ex blackmailed me as well with videos that he had taken. It's illegal. Revenge
Yes.
porn is fucking illegal. You're not allowed to post a thing. That's why we have like such copious amounts of fucking paperwork in this industry that people don't understand. It's like, but if you're in that kind of situation, just think about it. It's illegal. Typically, they're not even going to do it because they know it's illegal. And if they do, you have the fucking proof. Record a conversation, do some shit, because it will come back on them more than you. If anything, then you're like the hero who got like, you know, shit on by this thing, and then you get compensation, because I wasn't aware of that. And so I let that control me for years.
Right.
Like, you know, so if people don't know that,
now you know.
tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Because it feels like that is such a thing that that guys, and this is not all guys, but in our personal experiences that we've both experienced this, it is a thing that they do for control. It's like, you're not doing what I want, so I'm going to take something that at the time was private or whatever. At any point that something is filmed, it's private until there's a consent for it to be made public. Anything. So it's kind of like, at that point they take that and they're like, well, I'm going to use your privacy against you as a control mechanism. And it's like, and typically, and it is just a thing with guys. If it's like, you're going to do that reverse, I'm not saying that you should, I'm not saying it's good, but if you offer that in the reverse, something gets like that of a guy, and it's like, oh, look at that fucking cool thing you did, look at that hot chick that you fucked, look at how fucking cool you are. And it's like, we don't necessarily get that. I'm not saying everybody feels that way, but that is typically the consensus, that women who do this are somehow, you know, more at fault, or, you know, worse than the men who do it. It's like, well, who else would they be fucking? Each other? Is that what you want? Because they have that too. You can go watch that. Like, calm down.
It's just so sick. But surprisingly, through him, and he was actually the one who told me about camming first, and I saw these girls, so I was also like helping him with his shoots, and these girls from like New York who are super funny, but they came in and they like had their laptop, they like set their thing up, and I was just like, oh my, like, what is this? And they weren't from LA, so I was living in LA at the time, and I'm like, okay, these bitches just made a bunch of money, like just bringing their computer on the road. It was like, this is fucking interesting, and I started getting more intrigued, and then I started realizing, I'm like, holy fuck, I've been go-go dancing, being half naked on stage where fucking pervs are staring at my ass. No wonder. And I could have been like making videos of feet or whatever.
You mean I could be capitalizing my own sexuality and instead of letting a corporation do it for me? Interesting.
Yes.
And take all the money?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
interesting.
just a little site fee? Oh, perfect. Like, they're going to take it somewhere. Might as well get most of it.
Make your own business, you know, start investing in things for your business. I mean, it really like opened my mind. And stuff, but yeah, I did porn, so I do porn, and it's been a rocky, like, you know, hate-love relationship, but you learn, but it works out.
You said you just do girl, right?
For porn, I've done boy girl.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
now when I do like content, like I don't need guys if I don't want to.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and if it's more hassle than it's worth, then why bother? Because people want to see you solo anyway. Like, primarily my stuff is mostly solo, and then girl.
Yeah, that's worked for me. I don't have a need to shoot boy girl, but it's really funny. If guys know that you do OnlyFans, they just love sliding in your DM like, hey, you do OnlyFans?
Hey,
like, let's do a collab.
Let's like collab. It's like, what are you bringing to the table besides your penis and an iPhone that I couldn't get out of a dildo?
Right.
Like, it's not like anyone knows who you are. Like, you have an OnlyFans account. That's great for you. Good job. Me too.
He has like 5 pictures on his profile. We don't even know who this guy is. But I get some of like the male performers, and you know, it's nice and stuff, but I'm just kind of like,
I feel like if they're in the industry.
Yeah, they're in the industry.
But it's also like, you'll reach out, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? And I understand it more from like a prominent male performer in the industry sliding into the DM of somebody who does make content, who's actively like working in the industry and who people know of. But some guy who just during the pandemic decided, I'm going to start jerking off on OnlyFans and I'm going to say that I'm a content creator.
Sell videos. I've had guys.
Who are you?
Who they send me their Pornhub account, but it's like
it's just them jerking off.
It's just them. Like it's not even like a porn page. And I'm like,
Number
wow.
532.
I don't even respond sometimes because I'm just like, wow, this guy had the guts.
Yeah,
he balls
he shot his shot.
He shot
really
his
all
shot.
over Pornhub. It's not going to be all over me.
Nope. It's going to be on Gary.
It's going to be on Gary, the cum biscuit. Have you heard of the game Soggy Biscuit?
No.
It's like
what is that?
That was me last
so
time.
apparently
It's
like a frat initiation thing, and there's like a biscuit or a cookie, whatever you want to call it, in the center, and everybody stands in a circle and jerks off on it, and the last person to come has to eat the biscuit.
Holy shit.
So you got to come fast
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
Why are guys all jerking around on
a biscuit?
Coming on a biscuit?
I don't know.
And
Initiations. Initiations.
Listen,
That is fucking disgusting.
we will never fully understand men.
No.
We can try, but we never will be able to. It's kind of like them with us. It's like, it's why, things just are in different ways because, some things we'll just never understand.
This is Gary.
I drew him.
David,
oh my God.
Isn't he adorable? Give it up for Gary, everyone.
Shout out.
His little face is like,
And there's a tear, I think. Is there?
Yeah.
Is it cum?
Well, it's
Wait,
cum. It's all cum,
you said
but it looks like a tear.
You said your boyfriend did that?
No,
Or
you did
no,
that.
you said that
she
was
had never
you.
heard of it.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, got
No.
it.
My
Got
boyfriend
it.
did it,
I'm
on
like-
me. I was the biscuit. I was like, how many times can you do it?
Make me so soggy, I'll eat it all up.
Make me a goo. Now eat me. Yes.
I want to be a Gary.
Yes. For Halloween, you can.
Well, actually, hold on. I only want one guy to do that. So
exactly.
then-
Yeah, that's fine.
There's refractory periods. We can just lay there while they recharge.
Right.
And then just take as much as they want to give us. Better hope it's enough, or we're going to think that they don't love us.
We gotta add that to the Thanksgiving dinner.
I just put it in the notes. Gary for Halloween. Someone could do
Gary for Christmas.
Gary for mayor.
Gary for
I mean, come on. He got my vote.
Oh, fuck.
Gary for president.
There we go. Hey.
Fuck. I feel like that's often just what the president is. It's like a little cum-down biscuit.
He's
It's
a
like
fucking, he's a cum dumpster
He
biscuit.
got so much cum
And
all over his mouth.
we're not eating it no more.
No. Fuck. Things are kind of crazy out in the world right now. Just thinking about I was thinking about presidents getting cummed on, but I was thinking that is a sad state of affairs. Kind of some of the things that have been going on since COVID. Anyway, that was fun. So do you have anything big upcoming this year? Because you're getting back into things and...
I have a few scenes, but I'm really being selective of all the work that I'm doing, any future work. And then right now, as I've done a lot of these features, I'm trying to work on putting a burlesque show, a real show out of it, because now
the booby tassels.
Just getting more creative. I'm a real dancer and performer, so when they started telling me I could get creative with this stuff, I was like, well, fuck yeah, this
Absolutely.
is right up my alley. And
so cool.
so that's something I'm trying to work on and incorporate that, and then
You gotta get your own roadie who can just start recording awesome video footage of your feature sets.
She's a class act, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and that was another life lesson that I got in the beginning. I chose a very bad roadie. Actually, he bothered me. I knew him from
He chose you.
well, he used me to so one of my first shows I was performing, and then I knew him from just porn and doing the conventions, and he was like, oh yeah, I really want to be your roadie, and I was kind of got it, but I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I'll be nice. And I'm nice to the guy. And the guy was awful. Like, I got there early on one of the days. I was like, hey, I'm hungry. And he was like, oh, you could Uber Eats. And that pissed me off because I'm like, first of all, I don't fucking Uber Eats. What are you here for? And it's early. So if you can go down the street and get me a fucking sandwich, that'd be great. Because this is how I'm going to make you money. But whatever. I let that pass. And then
I'm paying you. So then you could get me a sandwich.
He then started like having a conversation with me. And I ended up learning that he only wanted to roadie for me because he was actually trying to get in contact with one of the dancers there. And he was like telling me this.
And so you're like, you're fired?
I was like, what the fuck? So I still didn't make a big scene out of it. And I just told him the next day,
Get me a sandwich.
No, I just said, you can just stay home. Like, don't worry. I got it. And I had to I like apologized to the club. And they were like, we didn't want to say nothing because he was there, but yeah, he's a piece of shit and he's a problem.
Oh.
And it's just like, wow, like, I can't believe people in this industry, these men, are like that much like predators of that nature, like to do that.
One of the funny things that I've discovered and just thought about in instances like that is that there's a lot of people that I've experienced in the industry or have heard of experiences from other people that I'm like, but they're still here and everybody knows about them, but nobody will tell you a goddamn thing until it's a problem. And then once you've figured it out yourself, they're like, oh yeah, well, I knew that. It's like, well, little heads up would have been fucking nice.
It's like, why did you put me in this situation with this fucking person?
But also more than that too, like, how are they still like able to slip through all these cracks where people know them, people know of them? It's like, how are you continuing to still be allowed in this space where you're not helping anyone, and if anything, you're creating issues for people? Like, how does that continue?
I think the guy also, like, I guess he was trying to recruit girls. He also had his own little, like,
of course, they always have their own agency and the way they can help you make money, and they're so smart.
Yeah, these fucking, like, using ass motherfuckers. Like, they want to use girls and their opportunities to get and exploit other girls. I'm not with that. And but yeah, so finding like the right roadie or somebody to go with has been a struggle. You know, and it's like these guys too, they have these like big expectations of what you make. So then they think that they're just going to be the bare minimum. They're going to not do shit, and they're still going to be like, well, hey, you know, I need this at the end of the night.
Oh, yeah, that was my ex-husband.
Yeah.
A goblin.
Literally.
It is. They just sit there and they just take, and it's just like, how much can I get out of this for doing nothing? While also trying to make you feel like you're doing nothing, and the only reason that you have success is because of me. Not that I leeched on here, not that I don't provide anything. It's like, oh, once you're out of that, you realize, oh, you didn't provide anything. So basically, I paid for everything that you needed. I did everything for you that you could have possibly expected from me, and then some. And all you did was nothing. You just gave me trauma and cost me a lot in therapy, so thank you.
Even in the beginning, like, I did my first stage set, and he was already, like, trying to be on the money. And I'm like, bro, like, focus. Get my fucking sandwich. Don't worry about my fucking money. Get my fucking sandwich.
That's what this is going to be called. Get me my fucking sandwich.
Yeah, get me my sandwich. No, but seriously, it's like, maybe if I had a sandwich, I'd be making money right now.
Right.
But you're
all this sandwich talk's got me hungry.
Maybe I wouldn't have to watch your fucking moves and hear your fucking conversation to realize that you're a whole piece of shit.
You could have hit it better. You could have just hit it a little better for a little longer if you got me the damn sandwich.
And then you would have been nice, got some chips with it. I would have been a happy camper.
I'll give you a little pat on the head.
Hey, you know what they say the like secret to happiness is? It's just fucking feed the person. Get them a sandwich.
Don't make me hangry.
Yes.
Oh, you're not going to like me when I'm hungry.
Because you're not going to get this money.
Listen, if I'm hungry, I can't make money. I don't know what you want from me.
And then I think the only thing he brought me was like this little basket for the money, and I'm like, that's cute.
You're like, nom, nom, nom,
I don't give a fuck about that. If there was a sandwich in the bag.
Then we're good.
I would have been like, "Woo, you gotta kill
brings you
two
the
birds
basket
with
and a
one
sandwich.
stone" type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm into the creativity.
Kill two
Skills,
problems.
multitask.
Kill two
Service.
problems with one
Service.
sandwich. So. Oh my God. So
shit.
anyway, where can they find you so they can buy you a sandwich?
So if you want to buy me a sandwich and a coffee,
And Versace shoes.
and Versace shoes, maybe a little bit of both. No, I'm on Instagram, OnyxMuseXO, and on Twitter, OnyxMuseXXX.
And then just follow the link trees that I'm sure that she has there available for you. Anything else would be a scammer.
Sign
so
up
just
to
stop.
my website. You'll get a free trial to my OnlySans.
Fuck yeah.
And on my Twitter, you could see a lot more spicier previews.
Yes.
Perfect. Sounds
Because
great.
IG be hating.
This has been great. Thank
Fuck
you
you,
so much for
IG.
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you
Yes,
guys
thank
for having
you.
me.
Yeah, thank you all for listening. And please follow the podcast on Instagram at TWND Podcast. Also on Twitter at TWND Podcast. You can call the podcast at 702-900-6446 and leave us a voicemail if you have anything that you'd like to share or comments on episodes. You can email the podcast, twndpodcast@gmail.com. And just remember, we have an upcoming live stream on September 29th
Yes.
at 6 p.m. on my OnlyFans,
Mark
which
your
is
calendars.
free. All the details
Nice.
are on Twitter. And we're going to be doing some live dick ratings.
Wow.
It's already been announced by this point. So
And there may
Wow.
be costumes
there
involved.
might be costumes.
Dick
There is-
costumes?
Maybe.
Well, we offered some extra brownie points to anyone who's deciding
Dressed
to
up.
dress up their genitalia for us because we would love to see it. But
Because we're going to dress up.
we're going to dress up.
So we want you to dress
I
up.
hope someone puts like the little hat sombrero.
I hope so
Me
too.
Me too.
Draw a face on it. Get creative. You can use eyeliner. I think maybe, I don't know. I don't have a penis, but you can try to figure out how to get creative and join us
You
live.
can do it. I'm a makeup artist. Use eyeliner.
Okay, perfect. You have Laura's go ahead, so
Yeah, my
you will be
consent.
fine.
It's fine. It washes off.
You'll
Put
be
a little
fine.
eyeshadow.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Contour.
And we'll see you Monday.
Come.